Happy New Year, everyone, and a very happy Monday. I hope this video finds you well during this transition into what seemingly is the new version of you, right? Every day is essentially a new version of you, but this time of year seems to bring with it another element of hope, another element of wonder, another element of surprise. Right? We're always trying to surprise ourselves. What can I do? Who can I become? What can I achieve? How can I get there? Right? There's so many different questions that we are trying to find answers to, and yet there's a part of us that's just searching for a deeper place of peace with where we are right now. Oftentimes we're so far ahead, thinking about where I want to be, what I want to be doing, that we essentially start to make it harder on ourselves for where we are right now of even taking that first step, right? Making this video, a video that should have been made a long time ago, right? But finally getting to the place where I can speak, where I can say, where you can create, where you can play. Whatever it is that you want to do, just do it. So as we find ourselves in this phase of life, especially right now at the beginning of this new year, we're looking for this big transformation. But the big transformation, in my opinion, happens in these small little pockets. And the small little pockets are essentially ways in which we can help to then bring balance to our nervous system. Ways that we can reset that fight or flight response of a triggered emotional response or a triggered feeling or sensation in our body. We're all starting to become so much more conscious, so much more aware and present of the way that we're feeling, of how we're reacting and responding. But really what it all boils down to is we're just starting to understand that there's a version of ourselves that we know we are capable of experiencing. And maybe that version is a little bit more playful, or maybe that version is a little bit more decisive. Maybe that version is a little bit more peaceful. And so what I wanted to do today is I wanted to put together a sequence. And this is one of the advanced tapping sequences that I put together for a lot of my clients, which is essentially helping to create an intention, right? Because with our intention, we have to have a feeling if we're starting to then think of something that we want in order to really sync the two together. We can have a feeling and we can have a thought, but imagine the potential of what happens when we merge and blend those two together. And so essentially what I'd like to do for you today is take you through this experience that has brought both myself and the countless numbers of people that I've worked with a level of consistency in terms of how we're able to move in the direction of what we want without necessarily needing to force it or need to make it happen in that moment. What we're doing is we're changing the platform from which we're operating from. We're changing the foundation so that we start to then create a little bit more of a peaceful, joyful, loving, playful environment that we can then move from so our body can naturally do what it was designed to do, right? That excitement, that passion is a feeling, but in order to really merge into that feeling, we have to be willing to then do all these little things along the way. So here's the sequence that we're going to do today. We're going to take 3 combinations. And out of these combinations, what we're going to do, one's going to be the right hand, one's going to be the left hand. I want you to hold on to the intention of peace. Not just here, but I want you to feel it here. Really put yourself in that place. What does it feel like to you? Maybe an image comes to mind. Maybe a scent comes to mind. It doesn't matter. But what's the feeling associated with peace? Because remember, every cell in your body has its own consciousness. And so the consciousness of each of those cells, they're wanting to find balance. They're wanting to find that peaceful state themselves from which to then operate from. But our cells are so brilliant in that they're able to then find balance regardless of where we are. So more often than not, we're actually finding balance in these stressful states. And so what we need to do is we need to unlearn or retrain the cells of our body to essentially find that level, that foundation that we're talking about of neutrality, of peace, of just being here, right now. So with each of these sections or each of these sequences, what we're going to do, we're going to take two hands, okay? And on each of these sequences, I'd like you to go through until you feel the desire to just breathe. And it almost happens unconsciously. It's almost like the depth of your breath, not something that you're breathing from your lungs, but it's almost as if your being, your body is just and settling in. You see, that's the reset that we're looking for. And that's the reset that you have control over. You can find, you can feel. And remember, the more that you do this and the more that you play with these, you'll start to see how you actually start to crave that reset and release, because you know that we're starting to just inch by inch, slowly but surely move in the direction of creating a more stable foundation. And that stability that we're searching for is then the platform from which we can then make these bigger jumps in life, whether it's doing something that's creative, whether it's starting a project that we've been resisting for the longest time, whether it's actually standing up and speaking in front of people and saying, this is who I am. It doesn't matter what, but what we're doing is now at least creating an opportunity so that the cells of your body are saying, I know who I am a little bit more, and a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to do 3 rounds. In each round, we're going to use a different combination of points. So the first combination of points, you're going to take your right hand, and we're going to be tapping to the side of the right eye. Okay, left hand is going to be tapping underneath the left eye. Now, like I said, this is a sequence that I put together based on kind of tuning in and tuning into the collective energy right now that exists, and really establishing the best way in a really short amount of time to help bring balance to our overall system, which is what we're looking for with the intention of that peace. Okay, so first point, right hand, side of the right eye, left hand underneath the left eye. Now just keep going, keep taking some deep breaths. You may start to notice the body, your mind starts to quiet. Maybe your breath starts to deepen a little bit. And this could take 5 to 10 seconds. This could take 5 to 10 minutes. Doesn't matter. So we're just going to keep going until you really feel the depth of that reset. Now, some of you may be there already, and some of you may be continuing just like I am right now, and that's okay. There we go. Good. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next set of points. The next set, the right hand, we're going to go underneath the right eye. Left hand, center of the chin. Really holding on to that feeling, the intention of peace. Ooh, this is a big one. That was a quick one, too. Okay, now once again, if you're there, great. If not, stop the video and continue, and then start back up when you're ready. Okay, next point, and this is the final one in this sequence. Okay, the right hand, we're going to go on the inside of the right clavicle. Left hand, we're going to go just in front of the left ear. Oh, that's nice. Almost there. There we go. Just notice how your body feels. You might feel just this little tingling sensation, just this subtle sensation throughout your body. Maybe a little bit of a lightness, maybe a little bit more of a presence that wasn't there prior. And that's really what we're looking for, is we're looking for the opportunity to just bring ourselves into this moment as fully as we can. And recognizing that it's a conscious choice of what we're doing every moment throughout the day. I'm either inviting the patterns of fear or anger or stress or worry beyond the initial response, beyond the initial feeling of it. Or I'm able to really feel it when it presents itself and then consciously establish a new system from which I can then operate from. You see, emotions, when they respond or when they come forth, they're helping us in that moment, and they're letting us know, are we on the path of what we're actually searching for? Am I moving in a direction? Am I helping to clarify what it is that I'm actually desiring right now? Or am I able to then take that and now shift my focus in a direction where I am recognizing the power that I have? Right? We all hear about our power, but our power really exists in our ability to see beyond what is. Because when we can see beyond what is, we can start to tune into the potential of what we choose. And so that potential right now that I'm offering for you, for myself, for all of us here collectively, is the potential for peace. Peace within. Regardless of what's happening around you. We can't control every person, place, or thing. We can't control any person, place, or thing. We can only establish a new way of how we're interpreting life itself. And so from this moment on, I hope to share with you a little bit more of how these sequences can really help establish a new framework or a new foundation in your life, such that maybe it's something with your health, maybe it's something with your finances, maybe it's something with your relationships. It doesn't matter what area of life you'd like to see change in. You see, these emotions that we feel, the visualization, the interpretation of life itself, it's just a frequency. So everything exists in these set of frequencies, which means that your relationship, your finances, your work, right? Everything exists and can be enhanced by establishing a new set point or a new foundation for the way in which you are then presenting yourself to this world at large. And so now what we're doing is we're taking it away from needing those specific things to change right away, and we're saying, I can feel good, and I can help myself feel just a little bit better, which then allows me to see, to feel, to interpret all of these areas of life in a little bit different of a way. I hope this video helps. I hope to share more content with you in the future. And I know that this avenue of expression that we have, of me sharing, of you sharing with me, of all of us collectively coming together and helping one another, it really feels good. And it really feels good right now because we're all collectively going through this awakening. In some lives, it may seem like everything is changing. But for you, maybe it's just one thing and you're starting to see the momentum in that direction. Wherever you find yourself, I hope you know that I see you, I love you, and I know exactly who you are, because the essence of who we all are is just pure love.